is, at least if somebody draws a maze, there's probably a solution. With a cave, there might not be any solution. I mean, what I just found here, a dead end, that's typical. You could walk through a cave. They have caves in Hawaii. They're seriously 20 miles long. Guess what? They just come to a dead end. You gotta turn around and go back. That'd be a long walk even on flat ground. But through a cave, yeah. Alrighty then. Yeah, it's weird. Since we're so far from the entrances, well, one, it's nice and quiet in here. There's no airflow. What's weird, even though there's moisture, I don't hear any water dripping. Usually in a cave this wet, you can hear water dripping. Sounds really spooky. Drip, drip, drip. And of course, a lot of times caves echo too, if the walls are smooth. Especially if a cave is wet enough that water drips into a puddle, so you hear the splash, splash, splash echoing. That's why if there's a cave open in the winter, you should definitely check it out. But if a cave is not open in the winter, don't go in because, you know, it's probably closed to protect the bats. Or because it's just too darn dangerous with all the ice and snow. Or because there's no place to park nearby. Like the cave around here, or the road around here, there's a big sign that says, the road is not maintained in the winter. You can legally drive out here anytime you want, but, you know, don't cry if there's 3 feet of snow and you get your four-wheel drive stuck. So remember, ordinary tow trucks, they won't come out and rescue you from the snow. They don't call it towing, they call it recovery. Okay, that's good to know. Anyway. It's funny, I was told if you want to go out on really bad roads like that, you should get a winch. But the thing is, if you're going to have a winch, you need something to tie it onto. There aren't that many trees around here. So, yeah, good luck tying a winch to a snowball. Oops. Notice the little ledge-like area up there. It'd be kind of cool to peek up there, but I doubt it goes very far. Just like the little holes in the floor I saw. It's just where the ceiling or floor peeled back a little bit. You can look back a couple feet, that's it. Good habitat for animals, but that's all. Notice I'm still far enough in there's no natural light. So if you're trying to find your way out, well, a cave this easy, yeah, I would just go over the left wall, feel my way out along the wall. A lot of caves are way too difficult and dangerous to do that. You try feeling your way out along the wall, you're gonna tear up your hand, fall in a crack. Like, look how uneven the floor is here. Could you imagine trying to feel your way out without any light at all? It's like you're gonna have to go very, very slow or you're gonna trip. So yeah, I've got basically 4 big flashlights and 2 little flashlights with me. So officially they're all fully charged, but a couple of them are not behaving very well. Notice how the floor, it's sunk in here lower, but the walls are like ledges. So this is what I was saying, it flowed really wide for a long time and then it flowed narrow. It works its way down, kind of like dissolving the floor, melting the floor away. Notice there, the trench almost turns into a tunnel because of all the breakdown rock falling on top of it. I'll get a quick peek. I'm not going to bother to try to climb in because it's not really that interesting. Educational purposes only. See, it's a trench. It gets narrower and narrower, and the ceiling's just covered with these loose breakdown rocks. I wouldn't even call that a tube within a tube. I would just call that a trench covered in breakdown. Still kind of neat. Change of pace. So here's that trench. As see, it's only a few feet deep. Notice the wall peeled off here too. So there's a little peephole down there. You see the loose rocks are barely there. So hopefully nobody's going to stand on those and fall in. See, here's the trench is 4 inches wide at the top. You wouldn't be able to fit through there. Same thing here. Look at this. It's 4 feet down, but it's only like 2 inches wide at the top. And here it's solid. And there we are again. The trench is maybe 6 inches wide at the widest, but several feet down. Probably keeps going like that quite a ways. Too small for people, but who knows? Maybe the pack rats or something like it down there. No idea. Even though I always see like rat droppings, I've only seen the actual rats a couple times. They usually hide from the light pretty good. So as they see or hear me coming, they hide. It's not like I'm going to bother to try to sneak up on them and get a picture. I don't really care that much about rats. So here I am again where it's wide and then it's narrow. There's a couple of other even wider, what's it called? Here it looks like the wall started to peel away. It didn't make much progress. Whoops. I stepped on some uneven ground. So if it's uneven, does that make it odd? Look how narrow the ceiling is on top. You could probably step on top of that and make it echo, but I wouldn't want to do that because I wouldn't want to accidentally shatter it and destroy it. These formations are never going to grow back if you damage them, so it's better to try not cause any damage. So there's the floor of the main tube, the roof of this little tube within a tube. Now this is definitely a tube within a tube. Notice it's a dead end, so I'm not going to bother to crawl back. It's only probably 15 feet long. It's obviously big here and it gets narrower and narrower. Interesting how the floor slacks down a little bit too. Very interesting. I'm not going to bother to try to climb up here. I'm going to actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and take the shortcut, save some time. Alrighty then. That was a few feet up, so it's a little tricky. So I'm on top of that tube within a tube, and it slouches down. There's almost another tube within a tube on top of it. Not quite. I like how the rock is really red there. I think a lot of this cave would be like this if it were cleaner. There's just so much dust from outside. So I don't know why this one spot is so dry. Maybe there's no airflow, or maybe it gets a lot more moisture. Maybe somebody came by and cleaned it. Yeah, probably not that last one. But anyway, I don't know. Alrighty then. There we go. Let me pan up as long as I'm here. Just the ceiling bulges up a bit. Oops.